Hey everyone, and welcome to part 2 of this 3D modeling series. So last time we created this high poly version of a rock, which looks pretty bad, but well, it serves the purpose of this video. And we saw that it has 5.6 million polygons and 2.8 million vertices, and that's going to be too much for our Unreal Engine to really work with. So what we want to do is to create a low poly version and then apply normal maps to it based on this version here. And if you have no idea what a normal map is, it's a way of preserving well, maybe I'm not the right one to explain this, but to my understanding, it's a way of creating details or having details in the texture so that it looks like it has a lot of detail. So, well, that's the best explanation I can come up with. Otherwise, just Google normal maps. So we want to create a normal map, and we also want to create a texture for this. So we're going to take a look at what is needed for that in this video. So we can do two things. Actually, you can do three things. The first way to approach this is to use modifier called Pro Optimizer. So if you open that modifier up and then hit calculate, it's gonna do some calculations, and it's gonna take a little bit of time to get this done. So it's gonna choose its way through all these 5.6 million polygons and vertices and figure out where they are in relation to each other, I guess, and so that it can optimize this. The second way we can actually there are 4 ways, but that's a lot of ways actually. Anyway, so the second way I know of is to use another program called MeshLab, which I have here. And as you can see, I already have generated a low poly version of this same rock here, just with 750 polygons. I think that's still way too many, but so I just wanted to show you this. MeshLab is free. You can download it from meshlab.soundforge.net. It's a few years since they updated it, but it seems to be working pretty nicely anyway. If you're interested how that works, just post a comment on my video and I will make it a separate video showing how I simplified the mesh using MeshLab. And the reason why you might want to use MeshLab in some situations is that it can maybe sometimes produce some better results. So anyway, the third method is to create your low poly version yourself. I have no idea how to do that. And the fourth way is probably to use some other program. You could use Maya, you can use Blender, I think you can use tons of other programs that can do this also. But Pro Optimizer is also capable of doing it. So anyway, it's done, by the way. So it says 2.8 million vertices, and we can actually just say we only want, let's say, something like 350 vertices, and then just hit enter. And that's gonna create a low poly version. So if I turn on the faces by pressing F4, we can see this is the low poly version with 400 vertices, and it does seem to be looking pretty okay. We can probably get away with lowering this all the way down to maybe, let's say, 200. It's still going to be looking okay. So I'm going to create a triangulated version, or I don't know what you call it. a version which only has triangles in it. Okay. So let's just go ahead and use this one and proceed by unwrapping this. Unwrapping, I heard the word unwrapping a ton of times and I have no idea what it was, but apparently it's a way of mapping the 3D model where each point or polygon is in the 3D model onto a 2D plane. So when you click unwrap UV, that's the one you want to use. You get this modifier here, unwrap UV. So expand that one and select polygon. So in order to get this unwrapped, you may or may not. If we just select everything, you want to select everything. And you can see there's a plane here, and that plane is going to be where it's going to create the seam, because obviously it needs to unfold this in some way. So I guess this seam here, this plane here is the way it's going to unfold it. So if we click that little pelt map icon up here, we can see that it unfolded it like this. And if we select polygon and select overlapping polygons, select overlapping polygons, we have a lot of overlap. Actually everything is overlapping, so it's not really working the way we want it to. So instead we want to select this point-to-point seam, or yeah, point-to-point seam. So that means that we are going to create a line through this mesh here, saying where it's okay to unzip it. Let's say it's called that. So I'm just gonna pick a place here on the side here, which seemed to me like a good place to do it. I actually don't know the exact best way to do this. You see, if I skip a few polygons, it's still gonna figure it out. So I think this is gonna be a good selection. If we right click, we can deselect it. So that means that if we pretend we cut a line here and then unfold it like that, we might want to add a little bit more up here and add maybe a little bit, I don't know, maybe this way. I don't know. Depends on how it's gonna look in a minute. Okay, anyway, so let's click the pelt button again. So you can see nothing happened this time. It just showed up with a blank map here, and that's because I forgot to select all my polygons. So I press Ctrl A to select all the polygons and then hit pelt. And that's gonna show this map here. So I'm gonna press Start Pelt, and that's gonna unfold it. And then once it's done moving, and it is, I'm just gonna hit Commit. So now when I deselect everything and select and overlapping polygons, we can see we have still quite a lot of polygons overlapping. So we can use this tool called Relax and just say Start Relax. You want to make sure that you have an amount of 0.1 a little bit above. And once it stopped moving, then just hit apply and close it again. So now if we select overlapping polygons, we have only a few left here. And depending on how you put your seam and so on, I guess you can sometimes have more or less whoopsies. Select everything. Just gonna move it a little bit, and what I'm gonna do is deselect and again select overlapping polygons, and then I'm gonna maximize this so it's a little bit easier to see what it does. So you can actually see if you can fix this automatically by going to relax again, and then select relax by edge angles instead, say by polygon angles. I did move it around a little bit. So let's see how that looks. All right, so it actually fixed a few of them, it seems. So I'm just going to zoom in on this. It seems to be pretty easy. You can see this polygon, this going from here, this triangle here to here to here, is overlapping with this one going from here to here to here and here to here to here. So what we need to do is select our vertex tool and then just select this vertex. God damn it. Select this vertex and just move it to the other side so it doesn't overlap. And then let's select, I need to select the polygons. Select overlapping polygons, zoom out. We don't have any red areas now. So select everything again and scale it down so it fits into this area here. We might as well use all the space since we only have one object. I think you can also rotate it to get a little bit more. Well, anyway, this is okay for now. Keep messing up with this. Okay, so now we have unwrapped our model here, and we have what we need to proceed and start looking at the normal maps and the texture. So we're gonna take a look at that in the next video. So thank you for watching and see you in the next. Bye bye.